Today's gonna be a totally different video. It's gonna be a little bit of tough love, and these are just the things I wish someone told me when I was going through my divorce, when I was going through co-parenting, child custody, all that stuff you just don't wanna go through, but you have to get to the other side. Just know that I'm coming from a place of love, and I love you. Please don't be upset at what I have to say. But starting off strong, no one cares. Stop having the pity party. I had that so much for myself. I'm like, this isn't fair. I don't deserve this. I didn't do anything. It doesn't matter. That's not the reality. You have to accept that. And the more you accept it, the faster you accept it, the sooner A, you can get over this, and B, come out stronger on the other side. Get this victim mentality out of your head, because it doesn't serve you, it doesn't serve your child, it doesn't do anything for anybody except make you stay in that place longer, and you don't want to be there. Also, let's get rid of the stigma that divorce is this taboo thing. I felt like it wasn't a good look because it's just something I didn't want for myself. So when it was me, I was basically embarrassed of myself for going through it. It's actually better for the child in the long run. Every situation is different. For me, that's what the situation was. It was better for me and the child in the long run. Society can talk about divorce, it's so shameful, like work through it no matter what. They're not the ones going through it. You are. Screw what everyone else thinks, screw what they say. You're the one experiencing this. This is your reality, okay? Divorces are expensive. Why are divorces expensive? Because they're worth it. I was so obsessed with the fact that I had to pay this money. I was like, I didn't do anything. Why am I the one paying this money? Again, it goes back to that victim mentality. Right when I cut that off, all of a sudden I had the power again because I was able to think without emotion, and it just helped me process my emotions a lot easier and think clearly when it was time to make decisions. Some people might not like this, but it's how I learned, and it's what I wish someone would have told me. Pick your battles and choose them wisely. I once told my ex I didn't like him bringing my daughter back with her nails painted and her toenails painted. And every other weekend she would come back with everything painted. Different color every time. That was on me. Why am I telling someone that? Someone who's also going through this event, who's also processing their emotions, why am I giving them that leverage over me and also giving that weakness from myself? Don't give people leverage to hurt you. Pick and choose your battles wisely. I realized in that moment, I'm like, Kat, what did you do? Why don't you like the nails painted? I processed why I didn't like it painted. I didn't want her nails painted because I thought she was kind of young, and I also wanted to be the one to do it with her for the first time because I had my mom and I do it for the first time together, and I remember that moment and it was beautiful. But some things I had to let go because I chose to pick my battles, and that just wasn't one I wanted to spend my energy on because it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it because it would affect my happiness in the long run so much. If you have a child and you're co-parenting and you're deciding a parenting plan, 3 little tips I just want to add you don't think about because you're already going through something traumatic as it is. 1, a neutral drop-off and pickup. I hated having to see my ex and see my daughter not want to go or cry. Whatever it was, I didn't like experiencing it, but a neutral pickup and drop-off is better for her, or better for your child, and it's better for me. Birthdays, holidays, Mother's Day, Father's Day, be clear on what days you want, what weekends you want, how you want to do it. If it's an alternating weekend or every other weekend, just be very clear because you don't think about it in the moment, but in the long run, it's going to be with you for the next however many years, depending on how old your child is. Looking at the positive side that your child has a relationship with the other parent helps. I was raised by my stepdad. My biological father, he loves me. He's a good guy, lives in Brazil, just was not involved. My stepdad raised me, was there for the homework, the bad grades, the good grades, well, all good grades because I was a perfectionist. Just kidding. It was actually hard to be so perfect. I'm going off on a tangent. He would be there all the time. But there was always this void in my mind that my biological father, my blood father, the one who had to be there, chose not to. He made that decision. And that always messed me up a little bit and was something extra for me to process. So just think, you know, your kid is also going through this. Your kid can feel the emotions. Your kid is a sponge. They're absorbing and they're seeing everything that's going on. So just really try to be thankful for something that's hard for you. It was so hard for me. I was like, why am I splitting this time? It's my kid. I had her in my stomach for 9 months. I breastfed her. The self-righteous, no, just think about the positive and use the time. I cannot stress this enough. Use the time you're not with your kid to make yourself even better. So that when your child is grown up and all that stuff, they can see their mom or their dad and be like, wow, I really look up to you. Use that time to better yourself, take advantage of it. Think of it like a babysitter. However you wanna change the mindset so it's more bearable to you, I would do that, because it is gonna suck some days. Like when I had her on my birthday for those 3 hours and then she didn't wanna go, that was horrible for me as a mother to have my daughter saying no, she wants to stay with me and clinging on to me and crying. That was so difficult for me as a mom, and I don't wish that on anyone. Unfortunately, when children are involved, sometimes that's the reality. So it's trying to minimize that as much as possible and also being prepared for it and doing what you need to do. I was prepared for that moment. It may not look like it because I was sobbing, bawling my eyes out. I tried to harness my sadness and use it for something good. So like, I'm a creator. I make videos, I connect with people. This is actually such a huge blessing I have. I'm so grateful for it every day. I can connect with so many people and reach so many people, and I chose to be open about and be vulnerable about the sadness I was experiencing. And it reached other parents who went through the same thing, other moms, so that they knew they weren't alone. And I used that to help other people and to help myself. So use your tears and make them work for you. What else are they gonna do? Make you sad? I didn't want to go to my birthday dinner after that. I wanted to stay home and cry. I wanted to sob and feel sorry for myself. But again, that wasn't serving my daughter, and that wasn't serving me. Manifesting this new life, praying about it, asking God, the universe, whatever you believe in, you have to be so clear now on what this new reality is and what it looks like for you and your family and your loved ones. Mine changed in a second, and that was so hard for me to accept. Don't waste time on that. Kat, get over it. It is what it is. Spend time now focusing on your future. And I do understand the importance to process, but when you're feeling that grief and going through everything at once, there's no time limit for it. There's no timeline. It's not like, all right, I'm good. I'm not telling you to just forget about it and get over it. I'm telling you to feel it and then get over it. Feel it for 30 minutes, a day, okay? A day. And I'm only telling you to try to cut it up to that time because it doesn't serve anyone. I was like depressed for weeks and I would not show it. I didn't want to eat, I didn't want to go outside, I didn't want to be in the sun. I was like literally textbook depression because I felt bad for myself, and I wanted other people to feel bad for me. Like I wanted other people to know I was hurting because I was scared of this, like people saying the wrong thing, saying I did this and I did that, and I don't know, I went into a black hole of nothingness. I felt so empty, it was like horrible. And what would have saved me is putting a timeline on my pain. Not really the pain, but putting a timeline on my mourning, because you have to mourn the relationship and you have to mourn that future, because that future is dead. That partner you were with, you have to grieve them. So manifest a whole new future. Like go do the whole vision board thing, do the whole, I don't know, whatever you want to do, whatever works for you. The vision board works for me because I'm a visual learner. I like seeing things. I actually did a video I never posted, and I was talking about my vision board, and on the board is a house. And I was explaining what was on my board, and I go, oh my God, there's a house right there. That's crazy. I'm in the house that I manifested. That's wild. But I also feel so kind of nervous talking about manifesting and vision board because I feel like that's such hippy dippy stuff. And I feel that way because I used to think it was that, if that makes sense. And I would be like, people meditate and like say affirmations in the mirror, and that's ridiculous. And then I'd be, at home crying. So it's not that ridiculous. I literally now look at myself in the mirror and tell myself I'm a great mom, I'm beautiful, I'm worthy, I'm a good daughter. I feel like my insecurities used to lie in not being good enough. And so I like to reiterate when I look at myself in the mirror that I am good enough. Because honestly, if you think about it, being quiet, like meditating, sucks for me, sucks, because I hate my inner thoughts. They're not kind. So meditating is literally sitting in a room with yourself and having to listen to the ridiculousness. You're literally bullying yourself, that's what it is. Everything you can do, you can think it's ridiculous, you can think it's funny, you don't even have to tell anyone about it, but just do it for 30 days. If it doesn't work for you for 30 days, then don't do it again. Don't knock it till you try it, okay? So you guys, I know this was not my usual video, but I feel like this needed to be heard, and this was very cathartic for me to express all this to you guys. I think what I'll leave off with is, so Maya Angelou said, do the best you can until you know better. And then when you know better, do better. That's it. That's all you can do. That's all you can do in this life, and that's all you can ask for anyone else to do. I know this is gonna help a lot of you. I hope this didn't offend you guys. I just say it like this because I do love you, and I wish someone said that to me to snap me out of this. Getting to the other side as fast as you can, but with as much of yourself as you can keep intact is a beautiful journey, and you come out better on the other side. I have somehow convinced myself that this divorce has made me a better person, because now I have this different kind of empathy and understanding for other parents and women and men that have to go through this. It's a lot, but it also helps me connect with more people on a different level. So it's changing the perspective. Let me know in the comments if you liked this. I know this isn't my usual. I feel like I've been trying to find my niche in YouTube. Like, do I do the vlogs? Do I do like Ask Me Anything? But I feel like this is what I really want to harness this platform for. It's a way for us to get more intimate and you guys to see a totally different side of me. I feel like on social media I have to be this perfectly happy, positive human being because I want you guys to see me and be like, oh, that's funny, what is she gonna do? But honestly, going through the pain is what got me to be that happy, positive human. So it's part of it, it's part of the joy. So it's part of the journey that I want to include and not be ashamed to include anymore. So thank you for joining me on this TED Talk YouTube, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.